paying respects to a man who will go down in Western North Carolina history. Philanthropist Joe Eblen was laid to rest in North Asheville today. News 13's John Lee tells us why Eblen had so many admirers he never knew.
Someone who inspired me and inspired us all.
Even in death, Joe Eblen is an example of how we should live.
Really was a role model for how you should treat others.
Rest eternal grant to Joe, O Lord.
He was 87, known best as the philanthropist who launched Eblen Charities. And if you wrote down a list,
I would honestly say in probably Buncombe County history that had any greater impact than Joe Eblen did, especially for those who were less fortunate.
Our community's lost a real hero.
At Eblen's graveside service, you would expect a crowd of loved ones and dear friends. But what might have overwhelmed Joe himself is the outpouring far beyond this ceremony. On our News 13 Facebook page, the response was swift and significant. The post announcing his death shared 81 times.
You guys had posted that he had passed away. I really started crying.
Mr. Eblen never knew Beth Ramsey, but basically Beth grew up knowing his name is synonymous with hope.
In the past, when I was a minor, I received help for Christmas and, utilities and stuff, help with my mom when she was out of work so we could keep our place to live.
And as folks gathered to pay homage to the man, they also feel a sense of responsibility to carry his torch.
The very last words Joe said to me was, keep it buzzing. That was his way. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with him that didn't enter in somewhere, which means keep it going.
To not go forward and not to keep pushing forward would be a dishonor to his memory, and that's not what we're here to do.
It's a loss that cuts so deep in our community for those who cherished Eblen's wisdom and compassion. They can now take solace in the scope of his legacy, but for those who knew and adored Mr. Eblen, the grief still stings. In Asheville,
it was a constant generosity.
John Lee, News 13.
And Eblen Charities Director Bill Murdock says Joe Eblen's mission will continue to help people here in Western North Carolina.